What's good, YouTube? Sensational Sincere is here, and I'm back with another Tom Clancy's The Division Vendor Reset video. We're here for February 18th, 2022's Vendor Reset. So let's get right into this to see what we got good for this week. For our first gear items, head over to Camp Hudson. Here, the weapons vendor has a heavy magazine spring. For our next gear items, we're still at Camp Hudson. Head over to the gear vendor here, and we got some operator gloves with the Talent Savage on there. For our next gear items, head over to the base of operations. Here, the Dark Zone gear vendor has a tactical pack with the Talent Inventive on it. And also here, we got a high velocity magazine. For our next gear items, we're still at the base of operations. Head over to the gear vendor here, and we got a tactical pack with the Talent Inventive. For our next gear items, we're still at the base of operations. Head over to the advanced weaponry vendor, and here we have an extended magazine. Next here, we have a large suppressor FBE. For our next gear items, we're still at the base of operations. Head over to the special equipment vendor, and here we have a Liberator. Next here, we got a classic M60. Next here, we have a tactical mask with the Talent Rehabilitated. Also here, we got a Spec Ops armor with the Talent Rapid. Also here, we got a Tyrant Suppressor. For our next gear items, we're still at the base of operations. Head over to the special blueprints vendor, and here we have a snub Rhino blueprint with a gear score of 256. For our next gear items, we're still at the base of operations. Head over to the special blueprints vendor, and here we have a snub Rhino blueprint with a gear score of 256. Next here, we got a military M9 blueprint with a gear score of 256. Also here, we got a firearms knee pads blueprint with a gear score of 256. Next here, we have a stamina knee pads blueprint with a gear score of 256. And also here, we got a compensator blueprint with a power level 34. For our next gear items, head over to the cavern. Here, the gear vendor has some gunslinger gloves with the Talent Savage. And also here, we got a prototype performance mod with 3.50% turret damage. For our next gear items, head over to Camp Clinton. Here, the special equipment vendor has a surplus SVD. Next here, we have a Spec Ops armor with the Talent Vigorous. Also here, we got a prototype performance mod with 6% first aid ally heal. For our next gear items, we're still at Camp Clinton. Head over to the special blueprints vendor, and here we have an ACR blueprint with a gear score of 256. Next here, we have a compensator blueprint with a power level 34. For our next gear items, head over to Wolf's Den. Here, the weapons vendor has an extended magazine. For our next gear items, head over to Madison's Stand. Here, the gear vendor has a prototype firearms mod with 266 firearms and 3% skill haste. For our next gear items, head over to The Last Call. Here, the weapons vendor has an AUG A3 Para XS. For our next gear items, head over to the Southpaw. Here, the gear vendor has an operator pack with the Talent Inventive. For our next gear items, head over to the Firewall. Here, the gear vendor has a prototype performance mod with 4% ballistic shield damage. For our next gear items, head over to West 46th Street Checkpoint. Here, the Dark Zone vendor has some gunslinger gloves with the Talent Savage. For our next gear items, head over to West 53rd Street Checkpoint. Here, the Dark Zone vendor has a prototype performance mod with 4.50% ballistic shield damage resilience. For our next gear items, head over to East 64th Street Checkpoint. Here, the Dark Zone gear mod vendor has a prototype performance mod with 6% first aid self-heal. For our next gear items, head over to East 61st Street Checkpoint. Here, the Dark Zone weapon mod vendor has an extended magazine. Next here, we got a SR7 suppressor. Also here, we got a vertical grip, and we have a C79 scope. For our next gear items, head over to East 58th Street Checkpoint. Here, the Dark Zone gear vendor has a tactical mask with the Talent Tenacious. Next here, we have a Spec Ops armor with the Talent Vigorous. And also here, we got an operator pack with the Talent Specialized. And also here, we got some operator gloves with the Talent Savage. For our next gear items, head over to the Park Ave Checkpoint. Here, the Dark Zone weapons vendor has an MP5 ST. Next here, we got a military G36. Next here, we got an M700 Tactical. And also here, we got a Black Market M60 E6. For our next gear items, head over to East 42nd Street Checkpoint. Here, the Dark Zone vendor has a prototype performance mod with 5% support station healing speed. And also here, we got an extended magazine. For our next gear items, head over to East 34th Street Checkpoint. Here, the Dark Zone vendor has a lightweight M4. It's not really a good roll, but I figured I'd mention it. For our next gear items, head over to the 5th Ave Checkpoint. Here, the Dark Zone vendor has an extended magazine. For our next gear items, head over to DZ2 Safe Room. Here, the Dark Zone gear vendor has a tactical mask with the Talent Tenacious. And also here, we got a Spec Ops armor with the Talent Vigorous. For our next gear items, head over to DZ8 Safe Room. Here, the Dark Zone gear vendor has an operator mask with the Talent Tenacious. Next here, we got a tactical vest with the Talent Rapid. And also here, we got a tactical pack with the Talent Inventive. Alright everybody, that's it for our Tom Clancy's The Division Vendor Reset video for February 18th, 2022's Vendor Reset. Hope everybody tuned into it, found them something that they needed. Smash on that sub and like button, y'all. Appreciate that support, and I'll see y'all with the next one. Take care, peace.